StarCraft 2 is one of those timeless games. A game that you think about years after your first playthrough. Despite StarCraft's gradual drop-off nearly 13 years after its original release, how does this game manage to stay relevant amongst a disinterested parent company Blizzard and the ever-prevalent reign of the popular MOBA genre?
What kills me is the fans who just want to deny all of this and pretend the game is still good. It's like they cannot see the dramatic difference in player counts.
The banelings, the banelings, the banelings! Oh, they're gonna have to mutilize.
Most people don't go on a forum and talk about how bad a game is. Most people just stop playing. Done.
I can't meld my depot! He's chasing me and I can't meld it!
I've got our documents right here. Is StarCraft dead? No. This conversation has been dead for about 10 years, probably dating back to Heart of the Swarm era. Clearly, StarCraft has players. Now, it is interesting to think about why are we so afraid of being associated with a dead game?
Well, reason for the call today, John, is something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months.
Hold on. This whole operation was your idea.
Obviously, it's really fun to be a part of a brand new game, thriving player base, new updates. However, after the first couple months, inevitably, a game will begin to plateau in its numbers. Some of the new players that jumped on for some of the hype are kind of being leveled out. But I really do think the art of mastering a craft has kind of been lost on us. And having pride for just playing a game that you love. It's kind of foregone for the current hype of being on top of the latest game. Now, that's not to say you can't like new games and play new games, because the truth is StarCraft 2, and Brood War for that matter, isn't going anywhere. And the future is largely up to us.
So how long have you each been waiting for StarCraft 2?
Since 7. 12 years? Since the first one. All my life. I've been waiting for StarCraft 2 for 12 years, so I'm really, really excited about it.
StarCraft 1 just had the perfect game mechanics for a real-time strategy game, and the only problems with it are to do with its age. You know, I can't run it at a decent resolution, but, you know, StarCraft 2 is just going to update everything and make the nearly perfect game, hopefully, the perfect RTS.
StarCraft is one of the most resilient player bases in all of gaming history. I think one of the absolute best examples of this is the way that the Brood War players held out for StarCraft 2. Brood War players waited from about 1998 to 2010. And from 2010 to 2015, we've already beaten them out in waiting, and we might even have more players than Brood War had then. So we're at a pretty good point. Another big point to keep in mind is just because Blizzard isn't currently interested in updating StarCraft does not mean they've lost interest in the IP, because let's face it, StarCraft 2 is one of the biggest sci-fi PC gaming IPs, and the likelihood of a future IP coming out for it is still pretty strong, even if there aren't any current projects in the works. Just take a look at both canceled StarCraft FPS projects. StarCraft Ghost to this day still looks like an amazing experience. Something as small as an old GameCube game from StarCraft is enough to keep the community dreaming about it for years. Even now, I've picked up 1v1s again, and it's really fun. I think the idea that 1v1s have to be stressful or just too much to focus on in comparison to MOBAs just doesn't have to be true anymore. You can simultaneously focus on 1v1 games that are really fulfilling, and also just be able to take breaks in between, analyze what you've done wrong, and bring back the art of real improvement. Because as we all know, 1v1s are pretty easy to judge. There's nobody else to blame but yourself and Protoss.